Hey everyone, I'm Nick at the Aubrey 5th Gear, and we've got a Land Rover here in the bay today. We're going to be talking about coolant leaks and where they can start and where they can head. So a couple of the reasons that Land Rovers typically have coolant leaks is it can be as simple as a plastic coolant hose here breaking. The thermostat where the two pieces of plastic are molded together is a common failure point, but the most common that I see is this plastic crossover pipe. There's a second pipe that goes underneath the supercharger down into the block, and there's a third heater pipe at the very back of the engine. In order to do both these pipes, you got to remove the supercharger out of your way. So even if that pipe's not leaking back there, you might as well go ahead and change it. It's the big three, what I call it. These have since been updated to aluminum. So those are the biggest failure points that I see. It's your plastic components where plastics are molded together and the water pump bearing failure. Now, at the end of the day, any of these components can break, but those are our common pieces that we see in the bay. A couple of things that you want to look out for when you get out of the vehicle at the store, kind of like get a good whiff. If you smell something sweet, that right there is a telltale indicator that you've got a coolant leak that's starting. Another thing, this vehicle uses orange coolant. If you've got an orange puddle underneath the vehicle, that's another good sign that there might be something going on. But the biggest red flag is a low coolant light on that dash. If you have a low coolant light, you need to check your coolant level to make sure it is topped off. It's something as simple as an air pocket in the coolant system can cause detrimental failure. It's something as easy as a botched coolant service can cause this motor to go out. This engine, it's got an aluminum block and aluminum heads, which means that metal can change characteristics once it gets hot. If you overheat these once due to them being an open deck system, you can easily warp the head and the block. And at that point, you're either rebuilding the motor that you have or you're putting a different motor into it. So a $200 coolant service could go up to a remanufactured motor costing north of $30,000. So don't let a simple problem turn into a major mistake. One of the vehicles that I had come through my bay was this specific Land Rover. About a year and a half ago, we saw it. The customer purchased this vehicle, and on his way back, this hose clamp was not attached to the thermostat and it blew off. Once again, he had the low coolant light come on, had an engine over temp code. He ignored the signs, and this is what his vehicle turned into once he got it up to our shop. The thing needed a motor. We ended up putting a remanufactured engine in it. Here's the new remand. Here's his old unit. Obviously, this takes time. It's a bunch of money to be able to do these kind of repairs, and all it was a coolant clamp did not get put back on the hose, and we ignored the signs. Those two made a major repair for this customer. When it comes to the repair process, we want to first identify where the leak is coming from, so we'll do a pressure test on the system. After we know that, we'll go on to replacing the components. We use the updated metal pipes on these Jaguar Land Rover motors. We then vacuum fill the system, that way you don't have any air pockets in the system. Road test, check the vehicle, make sure we're good to go, and after that, you've got a 3 years, 36,000 mile warranty on our repairs.